Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we are going to continue our Nightmare Before Christmas series, and today we're going to do lock. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I know it's been a hot minute, but we're circling back to the Nightmare Before Christmas. The last thing we did was Silent Hill, or Spiral Hill. Sorry, I'm thinking of the movie. So today we're going to be doing lock. For this project, we're going to be using the 275mm crochet hook that was given to us, and they don't give you enough material for all the characters, so I have my own yarn. They do specify, I think, the brand and the cotton as well, or cotton and the yarn as well. But I'm just using what I have, so my size character might be larger than yours because my yarn is a little bit bigger. Alright, so we're going to go into the project straight away. If you need to speed down or slow the video, click on the gear button. There's options to play it back fast or slow. If you don't need to hear me, lower the volume on your device and click on the CC closed caption button. I will go over each new stitch at least 3 times, step by step, and then thereafter I'm going to go normal speed or whatever speed I happen to be doing. And then of course I'm going to go through each round of instructions, so there will be a step by step unless it's a repetition type of thing, and then I'll just you know, go about my project making at my own speed. In this kit, you're given markers. I have like all these markers that I've collected throughout my kits. I definitely would recommend saving all your tools that you get in these kits because you never know if you need them again. This I didn't buy. This is all the kits that I've used. So this is great to have. If you don't, this kit gives you like 4 or 5 of them. I would still recommend getting more, because in this instance we're going to have rounds 4 through 8, which is not terrible because that's 5 markers that you're going to need. But in cases where it's 11 through 17, you're going to need 7 markers, and it only came with 4 or 5. So if you buy them in a pack, they will give you a lot of them. So I would go look for that in a hobby store or on Amazon or something. Alright, let's get into this. I'm just going to open this and get this ready. And it says start with black, make 5 single crochet stitches in an arrange ring. So I have my black, and I'm going to do the arrange ring, the adjustable ring. So let me show you how I do the adjustable ring. You want to wrap 3 times around your index finger, once, twice, 3 times, and then you have this little overage. You want to be able to put your middle finger on top of that, and then you can tighten these up as you go. Then we're going to palm up, so turn your palm up to the ceiling. We're going to take your hook with the hook that is up, and we're going to slide it underneath the 3 strands. Then we're going to drag the hook back out, and we're going to drag this strand underneath these 2. So you can turn your hook if need be to pull under the 2 strands. And then you're going to have this situation here. What we're going to do now is do a yarn over, and that's basically putting this yarn over the hook. So put that yarn over the hook like this. We're going to pull this strand through this loop, and once you get that, you can let go of your middle finger, and then you can remove these loops off your index finger, and we can start our 5 single crochet stitches. Okay, so what we're going to do here is do a single crochet stitch, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to stick your hook into the loops like this, like that. Then we're going to yarn over, so put the yarn over the hook like that. We're going to pull this yarn through the loops like this, and so now you have 2 loops onto your hook. We're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull that through 2 loops. So this is a single crochet stitch. Let's do this again. So into the 2 loops here, we're going to yarn over, you're going to pull up a loop, then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. One more time with you guys. Stick your hook into the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 single crochet stitches. I just have to do this 2 more times. So 1 and 2. Okay, once we get to this point where we have our 5 single crochet stitches, now we have to close the adjustable ring. So grip the bottom stitches here. Okay, we're going to pull this excess piece and we're going to watch to see which loop goes in first. So pull that slowly, and then once you see what loop goes in, we're going to pull that bottom part of that loop out. So this is the loop that went in first. I'm going to pull this bottom part out. Don't pull it from here, pull it from down here. So when you pull that, you're going to see the other loop start going in. You want to keep pulling that until the other loop is completely disappeared into the ring. Okay, and once you hit that point, you might still have a hole. We're going to pull this excess piece out, and then the second loop is going to go in. And just to close this little loop that we have left over, I'm going to pull in the opposite direction and a little up. So pull that way, and not too tightly, just the little bunch that's going to close this hole. So now I'm going to mark the last stitch I made just under the braid, and I know this is black yarn, so it's going to be very, very, very difficult to see what I'm doing. Just try to look at your project and just hear what I'm saying if you cannot see the braiding or your stitches, or my stitches rather. But we're going to stick the marker just under the braid of the last stitch we made, close up the marker, and then we can start our second round. So for the second round, we're going to do 5 increasing stitches and end up with 10 stitches. Let me show you what an increasing stitch is. Basically, we're going to put our hook into 1 stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet stitch, but then we're going to reuse that stitch we just used and make another single crochet stitch. So it's basically putting 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. Alright, so 3. I'm going to count back 5 stitches from my hook just to make sure I have the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put my hook into the 5th stitch, and then I'm going to do my single crochet stitch. Okay, but then I'm going to stick my hook back into that same stitch that I just used, and we're going to do another single crochet stitch. Alright, let's do this again. So hook into the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then we're going to stick our hook back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more time with you guys. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into the same stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now I just need to do two more increasing stitches. 1 and 2. Okay. So now I can remove this marker, and then I'm going to put it under the braid of the last stitch we made to mark the end of round 2. Okay, then we're going to go to round 3. So for round 3, we have a single crochet stitch in all 10 stitches, and then we're going to change to red. So I always forget this part, and I sometimes leave it in the video, so it annoys me, but for this round I'm going to do 9 single crochet stitches, and then I'm going to prepare to switch to red. So let's do 10 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Oh shoot, I did it again. So I'm gonna undo the last stitch. I forgot. So don't do the one with the marker in it. I told you I do that all the time. So we have to prep for the red. What I'm going to do is pull out this loop as far as I can. Well, as far as the frame will let me. And that way you won't lose this stitch. You can set your project aside for now. I'm going to grab my red yarn. Have I never used this red before? I guess not. Okay, hold on, I'm just trying to grab the inside of this red. And I grabbed a lot out, but I like to grab the inside of a spool so that I don't have the spool roll on me. So hold on, let me find the end of this. Okay, so I have my red here. I'm going to cast onto my hook using a slip knot. So what I'm going to do is take your pinky and your ring and your thumb and hold one end of the yarn here. Then you're going to take your index and your middle, and we're going to hold the yarn about a bit ways apart. Take your hook and lie it perpendicular to your yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to create a loop that you can slide your hook up and down. You want to slide your hook all the way down, and then we're going to take our middle finger here to hold it where it crosses, and then we're going to let go of our left. I'm going to gather some yarn up in my index finger here. Then I'm going to come back and pinch the end of this yarn, and I'm going to drag my hook back close to my thumb. Once I hit my thumb, I'm going to just pinch where it crosses so that I can no longer move my hook up and down. You're going to want to yarn over, and we're going to pull this strand through the loop, and then I'm going to overhand my hook like this. We're going to re-pinch the end, and I'm going to push this knot with this thumb and index. We're going to push the knot to the left close to my thumb, and when you hit a stopping point, then you can pinch the end again and pull that just a little bit more to tighten up this knot. It doesn't have to be super tight, so don't pull it too tightly. I'm going to grab the knot with my index and my thumb on my right hand. I'm going to slide it up towards the hook. You want to leave some room here because we are going to slip this on to our project. So remove the hook and set your loop aside. I'm going to pick up the project again, and I'm going to put the hook back in. We're going to tighten up our loop. Okay, and then we're going to do our last stitch. So we're doing our 10th single crochet stitch. You're going to stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now before you yarn over and you complete your single crochet stitch, we're just going to put down the black and we're going to slip on the red. So instead of yarning over and pulling through both loops, we're just going to slip on this red and pull that through both loops. So see how we now transition to the red. You can remove this marker. Let me see if we are switching back to black at all. So we're making 2 of these. This is the leg. We're not switching back to black. So what I'm going to do is cut this. I'm going to need about like an inch. Okay. And I'm going to take the middle excess piece and I'm just going to tie it around that. So you can tie this around 2 times. You don't need to make the knots too tight. You don't want to pinch your project. You want to make sure that it's comfortably lying flat against your project. Okay, tie it twice. So now that we've done that, we can continue with our red. So for round 4 through 8, let's mark our last stitch that we made. So that would be this right here. And this marker is going to count as 4, and then you have to grab the other markers to get through 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? I'm going to do the first, the 4th round with you, and then I'm going to do the rest in silence. So we just need to do 10 single crochet stitches all the way around. Alright, so in the next stitch, single crochet stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. I'm not going to remove the marker. I'm going to leave it on because it's going to keep track of what row we're on. But I am going to put in another marker just under the braid of the last stitch we made. There. So you see this project is curling in on itself. It's going to naturally do that. That's fine. What we want to do though is invert it because the excess pieces need to be hidden and tucked away. So flip your project inside out. And then you can tuck these pieces inside your project Just make sure you don't crochet that excess piece in with everything else. And then again, I'm going to do the rest of the rows in silence. We'll come back. When we have areas where we make two, I'm going to do the second one off camera. So if I don't show me doing the second leg, I hardly ever do. You just have to rewind the video to go back if you need help making the second leg. But then we're going to move on to the body. Okay, I finished the leg. Gonna cut off a piece of this, and we're gonna fasten this off. And to fasten it off, all you need to do is do a yarn over, and we're gonna pull this through the loop all the way out. Then we're going to pull on this excess piece to tighten up this little chain here. And we have our first leg. So now I'm just going to do the second leg off camera. And when you complete your second leg, it says do not fasten off the second leg, instead continue with the body. So as soon as I finish my second leg, I'm going to go straight into round 9, place the first leg next to the second leg, and join them together by working on the first leg. Alright, so let me do the second leg and then I'll come back in. Okay, so I have my second leg here, and I'm going to move on to the body. Place the first leg next to the second leg and join them together by working on the first leg. So, just for me, I marked the last stitch of this leg and marked the last stitch of the first leg. So for round 9, we're going to do an increasing stitch, 8 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch on the first leg, an increasing stitch, 8 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch on the second leg, and we're going to end up with 24 stitches. There'll be a small gap between the legs. Use the tail of the red yarn to close it when the body's completed. So I guess they're talking about this small tail. So for now I'm going to tuck that inside, get it out of the way. Try not to crochet it into your project. But we're going to work on the increasing stitch first. So working into the first leg, we're going to do our increasing stitch. So that's 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch, in case you forgot. Alright, we got our increasing stitch. Then we're going to do our 8 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch, the last stitch of this first leg. Okay. So now I can remove this marker. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the next leg. I'm going to do an increasing stitch. 3, 6, 9. Alright, so do the increasing stitch. Let me just double check that this is the 10th stitch. 10th stitch from the marker. 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay, so increasing stitch. 1, 2, 8 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then last stitch, we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. I'm going to remove this marker, and we're going to put it at the last stitch we made. And before we start the next round, I'm going to take that little tail that we had here. Now pull this out so you can get your hook. I'm going to crochet the gap closed with this tail end here. I think we only need, oops, I slipped out of that. Let's do this again. I think we only need this one here. I don't think we need to weave this anymore. So yarn over, we're going to pull that through this loop all the way out. Then we're going to tighten up that chain. Okay, and then we're just going to tuck the excess piece into a leg. So there are like little gaps, but you're going to get that. Alright, so now I'm going to put the hook back into this loop, tighten this up. Then we're going to move on to round 10. So for round 10, we're going to do a single crochet stitch in all 24 stitches in back loop only. So let me show you what that is. So if we're looking at this project, right? You have your braiding right here. Now this, let's take one braid. So this part here of the braid, this bottom loop, that's the front loop, and then the one on top of it, that's the back loop. So when we're told that we're going to be doing back loops only, BL, we're going to stick our hook into that back loop only, like that. So rather than do both like we normally would, we're just going to do the back loop. Alright, so we're going to do 24 single crochet stitches all the way around the project, only using the back loop. And make sure you clear it so you don't want to accidentally poke through and miss all the other stuff. You want to make sure you get a nice clean, you know, coming through your back loop with your hook. If you lift it up, you'll see that there's nothing in that gap. Alright, so let's do the 24 single crochet stitches. I always get a little tripped up here, so what you can do is count back 24. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Oh, my nails are thicker this time around. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, okay, 24. Right, so we're gonna, back loop only. We're gonna do 24 single crochet stitches. Now we're gonna count this in the end anyway, so you don't necessarily need to count right now, but by all means count if you feel comfortable doing that. You can always catch any missing or extra stitches during that time as well. I'm just going to save it till the end. Oh, and then again, make sure you clear your yarn there. Okay. Remove my marker and slip it on the last stitch that I made. Then we're going to do rounds 11 through 17. So if this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to do single crochet stitches in all 24 stitches, so that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to do all that in silence, then we're going to come back to round 18. I think this video we might be able to do the legs and the body for part 1. Yeah. Alright. I'll be right back. Okay, so I completed rounds 11 through 17, so we're going to move on to round 18, and what we're going to do for that is do an invisible decreasing stitch, 6 single crochet stitches 3 times, and end up with 21 stitches. So I'm going to show you how to do an invisible decreasing stitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the front loops only for the invisible decreasing stitch. So into the next stitch, before we did a put your hook into the back loop like this, well now we're going to do put your hook underneath here to get to the front loop only. So you see how we only grab the front loop and we're leaving the back loop behind. So let's do that. Stick your hook into the front loop of the next stitch. Then we're going to immediately go into the front loop of the next stitch over. Like that. So now we have 2 front loops on this hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So a decreasing stitch is pretty much doing 2 stitches and making 1. So then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches, and this is going to be front and back loops. So we go back to normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now we just have to repeat this 2 more times. So we're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch. Again, you want to go into the front loop only of the next stitch, just like this. All right. Then we're going to immediately go into the front loop of the next stitch over, like this. So now we have 2 front loops onto our hook. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull up a loop. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now we have to do 6 single crochet stitches, and we're going to go back to front and back loops to normal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to do another invisible decreasing stitch into the next loop, front loop only, like that. And then right away into the next loop, front loop only, like that. We're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops there. Uh-oh. Hook flew off. Alright, then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops to finish our invisible decreasing stitch. And then we're going to do the last 6 single crochet stitches. Okay, so then I'm going to remove the marker and place it under the last stitch we've made. Try to get underneath that braid without piercing the yarn. All right, so now we're gonna do round 19. We're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch. We're going to do 5 single crochet stitches 3 times and end up with 18. So let's do our invisible decreasing stitch. Then we're going to do our 5 single crochet stitches. Okay, then we just have to repeat this 2 more times. Invisible decreasing stitch. Oops. Five single crochet stitches. And then 1 more time, invisible decreasing stitch. Okay, I'm going to remove the marker and replace it with the last stitch we made. And then it says stuff the legs and body and continue stuffing as you go. So let me grab my stuffing. Okay. I'm going to start out with small pieces so I can get down into each leg. And you want to try to keep them even. So try doing 2 at the same time, making sure you keep track of how much you put. I'm going to pull this out a little bit because I don't want to worry about the hook slipping off. And then I'm just going to work this into the leg. I'm going to work the torso. Probably put a little too much here. Or maybe not. Okay. So let's put this for now. And then we can fill as we go. I think we might have to stop filling maybe in the 20th round or 21st. So keep your stuffing on standby. Just the cavity is going to get smaller, so it will get harder to put the stuffing in. All right. So now we're going to do round 20, and it's going to be invisible decreasing stitch, 4 single crochet stitches 3 times, end up with 15 stitches. Okay. So do our invisible stitch. Oops. keep wanting to do a regular decreasing stitch. And then 4 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an invisible decreasing stitch. And then 4 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an invisible decreasing stitch, and the last 4 single crochet stitches. I'm going to try adding more stuffing after this next round. I might be able to be okay with the 12 stitches. It seems though we're probably going to need to add more even after these rows because it looks like it's continuing up. It is going to grow again. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so for round 21, we're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch and 3 single crochet stitches 3 times. So let's do our invisible decreasing stitch. Three single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Invisible decreasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3, invisible decreasing stitch, and 3 single crochet stitches, okay, let's move the marker. So now I'm going to come in with some more stuffing. Let's just put this in here. Okay. So now we're going to do rounds 22. So for 22, we're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch, 2 single crochet stitches 3 times, but we're going to change to white. So I hope I don't forget, but you know that I do. We have to stop before the last single crochet stitch so that we can prep the white. If I don't do that, stop. Stop before you do the last stitch. I'll catch myself. Because we got to do what we did when we switched to the red. Okay. Oh, told you I'd forget. It's really sad. I'm laughing, but it's sad because I did that last time too, and I'm trying to, you know, I just said it. Telling you, my memory, do not rely on me for that. Okay, so we have one single crochet left to do. I'm going to pull this hook out so that I can use my hook for something else and I won't have to worry about losing my stitch. We're going to grab the white. This is my white. It's all disheveled at the moment. Okay. So we are going to do a slip knot onto this hook. And what we do is ring, pinky, thumb, hold one end. Index and middle, hold the other end. Hold it apart just like this. We're going to take the hook up and we're going to lie it perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to make a loop. So we can go up and down with our hook here. Slide your hook all the way down to your thumb. Take your middle finger on your right hand and just hold it where it crosses. I'm going to let go of my left. Gather up some yarn around my finger. You can re-pinch your end piece here. And then I'm going to slide my hook even closer to that end piece where my thumb is. And where it crosses, you just want to pinch that with your middle finger so that you can no longer go up and down with your hook. Then we're going to yarn over like this. And I'm going to pull this strand through this one. Like that. Okay. Then I'm going to overhand my hook. I'm going to re-pinch this end piece. Then I'm going to push this knot towards my thumb. I'm going to keep doing that till I either hit my thumb or till the knot tightens and I can't push it anymore. Once that happens, you can take this end piece and pull it out just a little bit to make that knot snug, not too tight. I'm going to grab that knot and we're going to slide it up towards the hook. I want to leave myself some space because I'm going to use this after I finish my last single crochet stitch. So you want to put your hook back into that loop and tighten it up. Now we're going to do our last single crochet stitch. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're not going to use the red. We're going to go with the white and we're going to slip this onto the hook and then we're going to pull this through both loops like that. Now let me just look ahead and see if we're bouncing back to the red. If not, I'm going to secure this. Okay. Okay, so we're not switching back to red. So what I'm going to do is cut this. Okay, we're going to tie the red around the white a couple of times, but not too tight. Just enough to make it snug. And I'll be tucking this into the project, and then we're going to continue on with our white. So for the white, we're going to do, what do we have here? We're going to do a single crochet stitch in all 9 stitches. Okay, I'm just gathering up some yarn on my finger. We're going to do 9 single crochet stitches. Oh, let's mark this. Let me grab a different one. Okay, 9 single crochet stitches. Remove the marker and place it at the last stitch we made. I don't like when it gets small because I feel like I can't control what I'm doing. I feel so not coordinated when it gets this small. Anyway. Alright, so for round 24, let's move this up a bit. Oh. So for round 24, we're going to do an increasing stitch, 2 single crochet stitches 3 times, and end up with 12. So now we're going bigger. And we've done the increasing stitch already. So increasing stitch, single crochet stitch, two single crochet. So that was 1, this is 2. And we're going to do an increasing stitch, two single crochet stitches, increasing stitch, and then 2 single crochet stitches. Okay. Let's remove the marker. Put it the last stitch we made. Alright. So now we're going to do an increasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches 3 times, and end up with 15. So let's do an increasing stitch, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch, three single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch, and 3 single crochet stitches. Okay, place the marker. So now for round 26, whoa, I wish. We're going to do an increasing stitch, 4 single crochet stitches 3 times, and end up with 18. I'm going to go grab some more yarn. So an increasing stitch, 4 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch, 4 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch, 4 single crochet stitches. So far, you guys, I think that the scale of these dolls they're pretty good. I thought that they would have their own scale, but just looking at the size of this is probably going to be less than half the size of Jack. Jack and Oogie Boogie seem to be around the same height. If not, I think maybe Oogie Boogie might have been bigger. But I like that the scale is pretty close to itself. So for round 27, we're going to do an increase, 5 single crochet stitches 3 times and end up with 21. So increasing stitch, 5 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increasing stitch, 5 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increasing stitch, 1, 2, 5 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, remove the marker. Okay, so now for round 28, we're going to do an increasing stitch, 6 single crochet stitches 3 times and end up with 24 stitches. So increasing stitch, 6 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increasing stitch, 1, 2, 6 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, increasing stitch, six single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Lose the marker. Put the last stitch we made. We're going to turn this page here. Getting there, guys. Let's show lock. Okay, so for now, 29 through 33. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Let me change. I don't like this purple one. Let's change it. Okay, so 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. We're doing 24 single crochet stitches. So that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to just do this in silence, I guess. I am going to stop here at, or maybe not. We'll see how long this video is. Maybe I'll get to do the arms. But we're nearing the end of this part 1. I am on a business trip, or at least I'm going to be tomorrow, so it'll probably be next week for part 2. And I don't even know if I'm going to get all the other crochet videos. Like I said, I'm doing a lot here, so I'm going to try to get these out for you, but definitely just get this part 1 out of the way so you guys can work on this. Alright, I'm going to do this in silence. I gotta untangle my yarn here. Alright, so I finished rounds 29 through 33, and we're going to move on to round 34. We have an invisible decrease, 2 single crochet stitches 6 times, and end up with 18 stitches. So let's do the invisible decrease. Two single crochet stitches, and we just have to repeat this 5 more times. Invisible decrease, two single crochet stitches, invisible decrease, two single crochet stitches, and we just have to do this 3 more times. Alright, so then for round 35, we're going to do an invisible decrease, a single crochet stitch 6 times, and end up with 12 stitches. We're supposed to be filling stuffing as we go, so I'm actually going to put some more stuffing in here before the hole gets a little too small. You want to match the firmness of everything else. Maybe I'll put just a little bit more. Okay. Gather up some more yarn. Right. So now we're going to do the invisible decreasing stitch. I'm going to do the single crochet stitch. And repeat this 5 more times. Invisible decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, repeat this 4 more times, invisible decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, and then repeat this 3 more times. Okay. Put the marker at the last stitch we made. Then we're going to do round 36. And for 36, we're going to do 6 invisible decreasing stitches. So okay, remove the marker. Fasten off, use the needle to pick up all the front loops of the last round and pull tight close, weave the end. Alright. So I'm just going to get a little bit, I don't need a whole lot. Take the needle here. Needle is somewhere. Okay. We're going to fasten this off, and to do that, I'm going to yarn over, pull all the way out, tighten up that stitch. Then I'm going to take the needle and we're going to thread this through the front loops. So it would be here. You got that. Now I'm going to find a spot to sew into. You can weave it. I'm gonna tie my knot here and then cut a bit of it off. I'm gonna take my hook and push it just under the surface, trying to avoid the fiber fill, and come up right where the excess piece is. I'm going to yarn over and pull that down into the project until that disappears. And you can come out through the other end if you're having issues pulling it back out. Well, maybe I won't need to. Okay, and then just shape it so that it looks normal. Okay, it says join in any free loop of round 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so from where we join this, I used it to tie the hole in between the legs, so I don't have that anymore. But it says join red in any free loop of round 9, slip stitch in all 24 stitches, fasten off and weave ends. So they just want to have you like go in and out of these loops right here if you have an extra red tail that I told you to tuck inside, so you really shouldn't have that problem. At any rate, we are going to leave this here. when we come back, which will be after my trip, we're gonna do the arms, the hair, the mask, the tail, and then I guess we're putting it all together. So I think that should be fine. The hair looks like it might take a bit, but I think, and maybe the mask too, we'll see. If anything, we can always do a part 3 video. But here's what I have so far, you guys. Let me know how far you've gotten, if it was hard or easy. So far so good. I like that all these characters are proportioned to with each other. So that's going to be cool to line up all together if you're putting it out on display. At any rate, so thank you so much, you guys, for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.